Hey people, what's up? Hart here. We're back, and today I wanted to share my process of how I take samples and chop and flip them into boom bap style beats. And on that note, let's hop on into Ableton and get started. Alright, so I've got my BPM set at 82 for this one, and I'm going to drag this loop in that I found on Splice. So this is what the loop sounds like by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that sample down here to an empty track. And it loads a sampler for me automatically. And what I want to do is I want to warp it. So I'm going to hit warp and change that to complex pro. And then I'm going to come to slice mode. And let's just turn this one off so we don't hear the original. And the best way to make sure that it's warped it correctly is I like to change the slice by down here to beat. And quarter notes is fine. And I'll turn my metronome on. And I'm just going to play each slice in time with it to make sure that it lines up. So that sounds pretty good. And if you wanted to, you could actually start finding chops this way. But what I want to do, just to make it a little more interesting, actually, first thing I want to do is take this down maybe like 3. So I just changed that down to 3 semitones, so it's a little bit lower. And I'm going to change the slice by back to transient. And what that's going to do is it's going to create a few more chops here. Basically, anytime it detects kind of a larger transient, it's going to slice it there. And I'm going to drag the sensitivity down from 100, maybe like somewhere like here. So let's see if we can find something interesting here.
A few moments later.
All right, so I kind of like that pattern, but you can hear we have some problems here with this. And the way we can fix that, I'm going to actually move this back because you can see this actually did not chop very well on that transient. So I'm going to move this back a little bit. And I want to try and line this up on the 0 here. And what I mean by the 0 is this line that's going through here. This is our waveform. And if you want to avoid those clicks and pops that you hear a lot of time, you want to make sure that your chop is lining up right where that waveform is crossing on the 0 point. So that should be pretty good. Let's see how that sounds now. Still a little bit. You can actually change this fade out as well. All right, doesn't need to be perfect, but that sounds pretty good. All right, that's pretty sick. I like that. All right, and you can hear that this sample does have bass in it. I do want to take that out because I'm going to add my own bass line. And what I like to do is take FabFilter Pro Q. And you don't need Pro Q, it's just easier because they have this nice option to hear what you're cutting as you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play the sample and drag this forward until I start hearing just the bass. And I know that makes it sound a little bit thin without having the bass, but we're going to fill it in later with some extra stuff. All right, the next thing I like to do is actually just resample that into audio because it's a lot easier to work with rather than having the MIDI chops. So I'm just going to have this audio track set to resampling and hit record and just have that record that. All right, so now that I have the main loop, I'm going to go ahead and start adding some drums. So I usually like to do hi-hats first and just kind of get a beat down and then add the kick and snare after that. Okay, this hi-hat, I actually I have it transposed down to, because it's a little too harsh. And then I'm going to actually take this fade out like that, so it's not as long. All right, then one of my favorite tricks, at least for boom bap and lo-fi hip hop, is to change my quantize settings and bring it like way down, maybe like 35%. And quantize it like that. And I might just come in here and turn the random pan on a little bit too. Give it a little bit of stereo width. All right, next I want to go ahead and add my kick and snare. I'm gonna like barely quantize that because otherwise it's just gonna like kill the groove. All right, honestly, it already killed it. I'm not even gonna quantize it. I'm not gonna do it. That's like the biggest part of this type of music is that swing and that groove. And you can see how far this is off the grid on some parts. All right, let's go ahead and add some funky bass. Let's see, what key are we in? I don't even know. C sharp minor, and we took it down 3, so that would be B flat or A sharp, depending on how you want to look at it. Dude, if you could suck less, that would be great. All right, let's go ahead and side chain that too. All right, the next thing I want to do is make this these chops sound a little less thin. So I'm going to go ahead and grab something to layer it with. Okay, so I actually think the first half of this might work. Yeah, definitely not the second half. All right, so let me insert another audio track. And I'm actually gonna make this like... do that at the start of every bar. See how that sounds? And that one needs to change pitch. I'm gonna come down here. Down like 5, maybe? That sounds sick. All right, let's go ahead and just like arrange this just a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the beginning here and do Control-I to insert time. And I'm gonna say, was this like 4 bars? So let's insert 4 bars for an intro. I'm going to copy back the main section that we have here. Maybe the bass too. All right, we need some sort of transition. I'm going to find like some weird vocal to throw in there. Let's see. Let's take that back to like here.
Oh, that's real good.
Grab, let's see what else Hazy Days has for like sound effects. I think that might be it. Let's see. I'm gonna drop that there. Bring the volume down. Yeah, like a fade.
Oh, that's real good.
And then maybe like a cymbal hit here too. Sure. Then for like a B section, I could probably just do like... you just like chop this section here. So I'm just gonna hold Control, hold Control and copy it and duplicate it one more time. And maybe reverse it for that one. All right, that's a pretty solid start. I'm gonna go ahead and mix it a little bit, arrange it a little bit more, and I'll play the final beat for you. All right, so we've got the intro that we made, which is the chops and the bass. vocal sample kills it. Just repeat that for 8 bars. You see here that I've dropped everything out except for that main melody. I actually have RC20 on here, automated. Bring it back again. And then this B section, you can see here that I just chopped this even more.
Real good.
I love it. All right. If you did too, please remember to hit that like button, subscribe. If you're not, working my way up to 1,000 subs, almost there. Help me out. I'm going to see you in the next one. Take care.